It's Jim from Florida, and he says transtheism, the fight for faith to include deism, transtheism, etc. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Hopefully, Jim can elaborate on that for us. Hi, Jim.
Oh, hey, how are you guys doing?
Doing okay. How about yourself?
Doing okay.
You know, I don't have a PhD in all this, but the last two callers have impressed me a little bit. Just wanting to have some conversations about where I'm at in my faith, and like how you guys feel about like where maybe be into a different direction. So I'm confused as far as I've been through a plight that has started with a very orthodox way of living, and so the last 20 years I've gone through that through education, through like finding out about my faith. And so where I'm at now is more of a deist perspective. I believe there's a higher power, and I get it that you're going to ask me like, what's my proof? But the reason for my calling now is that it's kind of upsetting for me to see things the way that I see. Like I live here in Florida, and there's some different perspectives of Scientology down the road, and I see people getting on buses, day after day, and it upsets me, and I understand. So like my perspective is like I kind of know there's a higher power out there, but it's kind of a something that I'm not quite sure about. So I'm an agnostic believer, and I'm trying to help people to move them to a different direction. But I'd like your perspective on.
Can I ask you a question? And it's not going to be, do you have proof of your God? I'm not going to ask you that one. You say you're moving more towards more towards a deist ideology. What is a deist God actually doing for you?
A deist God is providing a central direction.
Can you explain that a little bit better? Because I'm not sure exactly what that means.
Well, I mean I've moved from Greek Orthodox when I was 21 years old, and I moved to pantheists, and now I'm a deist, and so I believe I believe that there is. And I get it. You guys are challenging me. That's what you guys are on stage to do. But
I'm actually here to have a conversation. I'm not here to challenge people or try to change people's minds. I'm here to have a conversation and get an idea of why people think the way they do. So.
Right. Well, the reason why I feel the way I do is because I've been through 30 years, and I've tried to understand people's plights of like where they are in life and what's going on in the heavens, and that's the way that's where I'm at. I believe there's a agnostic agnostic. Let me finish. Agnostic theos. I believe there's a higher power that people do not understand yet, and so it may be a vision that I'm not quite sure about, but you're not sure about that either. So that's where I'm at, and
maybe I didn't phrase my question well. What you've moved to the idea of this deist God, right? This creator God that created the universe, but then stepped away from it and doesn't.
Not a theist. I'm not a theist.
I didn't say theist. I said deist.
Yeah.
Okay, so you moved away from this you moved away from orthodoxy to this idea that there's a creator God that is impersonal towards the universe. He's created it, but no longer cares about it, right? He just lets it go on its own. So what I'm wondering, and maybe like I asked the question not correctly to begin with, but what I'm wondering is, why did you move to deism? What is deism providing you that you feel that you still need?
Deism is a hope of us, of it's the next chapter. So,
but the next chapter of what?
I think you might be confusing deism with something else, because deism is traditionally understood to be that there is a creator God, but that the creator God kind of just, after creating, just up and left and just didn't intervene at all. That's how deism is traditionally understood. Maybe you mean something else?
Well, my form of deism is very different. Well, I'm like, it's not perfect. The world is not perfect. So I'm in a perspective that I believe in a higher being that we have not yet to understand.
Does this higher being interact with the
Dr. Blitz, Kelley? You guys cannot tell me 100% that you understand 100% what that higher being means.
I don't want to. I'm trying to figure out what it is that you actually believe. So
yeah, what I can tell you is I 100% don't know what you mean.
Yes, I'm in agreement.
I don't know what you believe.
Well, my belief system is about there's a higher being out there that we don't yet know.
Do you believe that this higher being interacts with the physical world?
Is that part of the physical world? No, not necessarily.
No, that's not what I asked. I asked you if you think this higher being interacts with the physical world. Does this higher being affect what happens in the world?
No.
Is it responsible for creating the world?
I'm a deist. That's why I'm a deist.
Okay, so why do you believe in this God that does nothing? What does that do? What hole is that filling for you?
What is that hole that's filling? Because
you obviously are believing in this God because you're trying to fill something in your life, right? Something in your intellect or in your emotional being, but you're trying to use this deist God as an explanation for something, right? And I'm wondering what it is that you're using this God to explain, especially if this God doesn't interact with anything.
My God is a God that's going to hopefully take care of the problems that have been going on here in the world.
But that's not what a deist God does, though.
But
deist God doesn't care about the problems in the world.
Well,
it just sounds like you're an agnostic theist.
Yeah.
Or like an open theist, I guess, might be a more technical term.
So that could be possibly. I'm in a quest, but it's not something that I'm here to talk to you guys about, like your spiritualism and what your understanding of it is. But I get it. My bad.
No, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have. I'd be more than happy to answer them.
No, I went through 25 years of this process.
I've gone through like 55 years of it. I get it.
And so where I'm at now is, I'm just telling you, I believe that there is a higher, I believe there is a higher power that we don't yet understand. Okay, Kelley, Dr. Blitz. And so here in our small little world, that here we are, and everybody is like Christians, and all of our everything that we are, where we're at, we have no clue what this higher power can be about. But I believe that down the road, there would be a higher power who will present themselves, not like not the way that like people are like here we are in scripture and going to like Eastern and Western philosophies, like, you know, screw that shit. What I mean is like a power that is beyond that. And
Jim,
and yes, I can't explain that. And I know, Kelley, Dr. Blitz, you guys are going to be like, oh yeah, you can't explain that either. So that's
Jim, we're not here to attack you.
Yeah.
But what did you come on to talk about? Because you haven't asked us any questions. You haven't tried to defend any particular position. So it's just not clear. Do you want us to challenge your position, or do you want to ask us questions, or because otherwise it just sounds like you're saying what you believe and that's it.
Well, I would like you guys. You guys are both. Are you guys agnostic? Atheists, or you're?
I'm an agnostic atheist.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are not going to position yourself to acknowledge anything that what I'm saying could be true.
I don't think you're right.
But I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't true. All I'm saying is that I have no reason to believe what you're saying is true because I've seen no evidence of it. But what you're saying could totally be true. And what I'm wondering is why you think it is true. And again, and I've tried to ask this a couple of ways. You know, if there's this God that we can't understand, that we don't know about at all, what purpose is that God serving us? What if there's a God that we can't know, why should we care?
Okay, so let me give you an example. Is because I've had friends who have had their family who they have not they raised in a Catholic church, and so what happened was they did not get through survival, and she was devastated, which is my ex-wife. My ex-wife went through painstakingly terrible tragedy thinking about her child because she did not go through baptism And so what I'm trying to talk about, this is talk about truth wanted, right? Truth wanted. You guys want to talk truth wanted? This is what I'm talking about. Truth wanted.
What truth is it?
People that want to make a difference. I want to make a difference in life. I want to make a difference because I want to
make a difference.
Peel back.
Nobody's stopping you.
I want to peel back the layers. And I want to talk to people about their faith. And I want to like get rid of the bullshit. And it doesn't matter if you're atheist or if you're deist, but like we have a mission to go through. There's a passion. There's a mission that we have to go through. And like I'm going through this, and I'm going to talk to people. I don't care if you guys are on board.
Can I stop you for a second? Can I just stop you for 1 second? You keep talking about there's this thing that we have to do. There's this process. There's this knowledge that we're going to get to. But I don't understand what it is that you're talking about. You've been very cryptic, I guess, in your speech, so that when you talk about this spiritual thing, I don't understand what it is that you're actually explaining or talking about. You just keep kind of, like I say, keep using this nebulous language that isn't really explaining what it is that you're trying to tell us. Can you please be a little more precise in your language, at least?
What would be good is if you told us what you wanted out of this conversation.
There you go. Thank you, Dr. Blitz.
What? Well, what I would like to know is what you guys want to do out of these conversations, because, like, for me, it's about a pilgrimage. It's about a faith, and it's about, like, I'm pissed off about the fact that, like, I'm here, and I have people that are, like, being hosed or being into a different doctrine, and I get it. Like, I'm closely related to Truth Wanted. I'm most related to what you have to go. I spent 3 days listening to Christopher Hitchens, listened to him on YouTube, because he was the most truthful man that I ever heard. All of his shit was like pure and simple in everything that he said. And so, but my position is that way. And I'm sorry. Like, I know you guys are like,
what exactly is your position?
I want to believe in helping people.
You can do that regardless of your religious beliefs. Yep. Nobody's stopping you from helping people.
Yeah, your religion has nothing to do with how much you help people.
Well, it might be that way, but from your regards. But I live here in a different zone, and like there's people here who are
Jim, it's
like,
demonstrable. It's demonstrable. Atheists help other people all the time. It's demonstrable that you don't need a belief in God to help others. That's not just my point of view. That is something that we can actually prove and see.
I get that, but I mean, hopefully you guys understand. All I want to do, I want to help people, and it's frustrating because I'm in a position that makes me frustrated because I see faith. Whether I wake up in the morning and I get people in like, you guys are not, atheists, deists. Nobody even knows about nobody understands what that means. We have
Okay.
it's not even out there. Like it's not even out there. Like we have nothing to do. But now every day, all I have to do is I wake up and I see people that are like every day, every faith that are trying to convert people in a different direction. And I'm sorry if you guys think that I'm like the opposite person. I'm not.
Jim, wait,
same.
Jim, please stop for a minute, because there's a couple of things going on here, right? First off, you're presuming that we are judging you, and we are not doing that. So I would appreciate it if you would stop that. You've done it several times now. We are not judging you. We're not trying to offend you. We're not trying to put you on the defensive. We're just trying to have a conversation with you. Okay, this is not atheist experience, right? I'm not here to be confrontational. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing is, and you've said several times, I just want to help people. What do you want to help people to do? We still haven't figured out what it is that you're trying to do here. What is your goal? What is the point of this call? You still, like I said, you keep saying, well, I want to help people. To do what, Jim? What is it that you want to help people to do?
Veritas.
Did you just say Veritas?
Did you hear that? Yes, truth.
Okay. Jim, it sounds like I know that you said you had some stuff going on. It sounds like you have some stuff to work through. I understand that you had some trauma in your past and that you're seeing a world that doesn't seem to be the world that you'd like to see. It might be a good idea to just, go collect your thoughts, think about this, and you can come back when you've kind of established what exactly it is you want to do, what exactly it is you want to talk with us about. But it kind of seemed like you wanted to come on and like vent, which is, I guess it's okay, but I don't know how we can help you here.
Still there, Jim?
Yeah, no, I'm here. Thanks for at least listening and giving me a perspective. I appreciate it.
Sure, anytime. And feel free to call back.